everybody. I'm super excited to be here today. I've got a great guest with me today, and I can't wait to hear all her story and get to know her. Anna Logan Riversby is with us. Hello, Anna.
Hi. Hi, Karen.
Welcome. Great to have you with us.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
So I'm looking forward to asking you lots of questions and getting to know about you and your Amazon business.
All righty.
Okay, so why don't we start with a difficult question? And have you got some sort of like hidden talent or a funny story or some sort of achievement that you can share with us so people can get to know you?
Oh, yeah. I think my hidden talent is to be the loudest in the room with when there's a seminar going wrong. I think I was at some of those with Matt when he had his live events, and I was at the front sitting like, yeah, cheering it all the time, like, yes, and I was jumping around and all that. I think that my hidden talent is to do that. And everybody in the room was looking at me like, who is this person? I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm like a cheerleader, you know. So I think I'm like quite good with that. If you need somebody to cheer, just give me a ring.
Next seminar, I'll be watching out for you for doing that.
Oh, yeah?
I'll be watching out.
Yeah.
So tell us how long you've been selling on Amazon, Anna.
So I think I started about, 2018 when I discovered it, really. Okay. And gave it a go a little bit, first time, and then, things developed from there, really.
Okay, so how much did you start with?
I think my first investment was, I think about $4,000.
Oh, quite a lot then. You started with quite a good budget.
Yeah, once I just sort of decided to test it, I decided to give it a good push to test it. So I watched video, like a course, first 3 videos and then a course. And, after that, I was just completely set to go and test it. Yeah, so that was my first initial investment.
Fantastic. So you've gone from £4,000 initial investment 3 years ago? Yeah, 3 years ago now, isn't it? About 3 years.
3 years ago, but it was like part-time sort of thing, Like every business, you can't really like expect to know everything immediately, even though I'm very impatient, so I do expect that. But yeah, so that's that, about 3 years ago. So
okay, and don't share any figures if you don't want to. So where are we up to? Are we making like 4, 5, 6, 7 figures? Where have we got to?
I actually don't know things about figures. Let me just calculate what it is. I think it should be 5 figures because I didn't want to go cross VAT thingy. So 1, 2, 5 figures, yes. So I'm keeping it below VAT threshold. It's like a strategy that I decided to do. I think it's better for me.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think everybody should actually do what's best for them, whatever they want to. So I try to go, some other ways, but this one is good for me and my lifestyle.
Yeah. So what do you do? Do you do RA, OA, wholesale? Do you do eBay, just Amazon? Tell us a bit about that.
So when I first discovered this model, it was actually, I decided to do OA first, because that's what I was learning at the course. It was the course that was made actually by Matt, Holly was there, and it was an amazing course. After I watched three videos by Matt, I decided to purchase this course, and it didn't disappoint at all. It gave me everything I needed to know to start. And the OA model was really good for me, and I decided to try that first. And I just did go for that for about, I think, a year. And me having zero retail experience, like 0. I sort of had instantaneous results. It was sales rolling in, and I was like, really like, wow, things are happening here. This is amazing, So in other sort of business models that I've done, I mean, you have to wait for years to see any kind of profit coming in. Sales fine, but profit not so much. But this one was like, wow, this is amazing, and the community that you have done with Matt has done, it's just so supportive. Without them, I think honestly I would be very lost as a beginner, really lost. It would be very difficult even with this business model. So yeah, so I did OA first, and then I was brave enough to jump into wholesale as well.
Yep.
And that was also very interesting, and I learned a lot. So with every step, you just learn new sort of things that you can't see unless you sort of like jump in and just do it, really. So that was very interesting too.
So do you prefer OA or do you prefer wholesale?
I think for me, combination is the key, because there are some beautiful OA products that are going really well, and some amazing wholesale deals. So I think the right kind of combination for me works really well.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So in your own words, what do you think the biggest benefits are of selling on Amazon?
I know what other people were thinking, but I know what was for me. So when I wrapped up my previous business, which was coaching in corporate world, what I actually concluded that for the UK market, if you want to be successful, you need to focus on what people really need and want. Coaching was not something they needed and want. They needed it, but not wanted it. So what I concluded from that business of products are the way to go. So I think the biggest benefit is that if you launch into this, you take a course. I do recommend taking the course. Honestly, you can't do this by watching free videos. If you want to be serious about it. If you want to just give it a little push, fine. But benefit is that if you go step by step, learn everything and launch yourself into it, you're going to see results fast. And if you're somebody who wants to be serious, invest themselves and make money, you can see the money coming, and make your income out of it. So I think that's, for me, was one of the most important things. And then second thing, the benefit is that eventually you can outsource everything, so it doesn't consume your life, really. So that's also very important to me. So these biggest benefits is that you can make money and then you can outsource it to get your life back too. So that would be for me.
Yeah, absolutely. So from your point of view, you talk about like getting your life back and such. Like, do you work in your business full time? Do you have a job? Do you work part time? What do you do? How many hours do you work in your business?
So I used to start part-time, very part-time. Because I lived abroad, I couldn't really do that. So then I then focused full-time in Amazon business, and until I was able to outsource it. And now I work part-time in it again, and it's fantastic. So I have time to develop other businesses. I have time for my gardening. I have time for life. So for relationship is a full-time job as well. So I have time for all of that. So my life is so much more balanced now, so much more balanced, which in this ripe age of however old I am, almost 50 now, I think it's extremely important to have the right balance.
Absolutely. Yeah, balance is everything, isn't it? It makes a world of difference to your life.
Oh my God, yes. You just don't get it until you reach some experiential age.
So if I was to go and ask your next door neighbour what you do for a business, what would they say? Would they understand what you do for a business?
They do, actually. I had quite a few neighbors, calling me up and say, "Oh, Anna, do you have this micellar water from Nivea?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I do." But can we have some, because I can't go to shops, and my daughter can't help me, so I was supplying them with that, and so they do understand what I've got. And if I have some Amazon returns, like toys or something, give it to their kids, they know what I do. They understand very well. I think it's quite. They know what Amazon is, and they do not know that you can sell on Amazon, for instance. That was new to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
I think that's new to lots of people, isn't it? I don't think many customers realise that actually you can sell on Amazon and they're not buying from Amazon. I think a lot of customers don't always realise that.
No, they don't. I think maybe younger generation might. When I say younger, I mean 30. And younger. But people of our age just don't really have time or interest. They will go on Amazon to buy what they want, but they will not go into maybe details or who else is selling, so I can choose.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what lessons have you learned from from selling on Amazon? What life lessons and what business lessons have you learned?
I think every business that I've had made a strong impact on me in terms of learning a lesson, like a life lesson that I could use forward. I think this business has definitely taught me the importance of being well organized. especially the background of the business, such as understanding figures very well. So because I first started, I just sort of said, okay, pasta in spaghetti in the wall strategy, like just go for it, do it, everything. I don't know what's going on. You know, I use like some sort of software to tell me what's going on. But in order to really understand and have a firm grip on your business, you need to really, stop, organize your finances, understand each step you're making. But it also doesn't come without experience. So I think everybody should give it a good old try for about at least half a year, and then understand what's happening in this space, and then make, firm, organized approach to it. And that was the biggest lesson from my side to me.
Okay, it's a great lesson to learn. Okay, so if you could go to dinner with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh my God, there's actually so many people. But I do have the biggest regret in my life. I had the opportunity to dine with, believe it or not, Margaret Thatcher. And I was sent this invite, so it was years ago, and it said, like, dinner on Tuesday evening with Margaret Thatcher. It's going to be about 25 people. Are you interested in joining us? And I was like, oh, Tuesday, I had something going on. This and that, blah, blah, blah. Shall I go? I really love Margaret Thatcher. I want to talk to this woman. She's, like, to me, a legend. Whether or not anybody agrees with her political views, it's irrelevant, but she's a legend. And I thought, there's going to be another opportunity. I know that. And I didn't take that opportunity. And that was the last time that she had sort of a dinner with people. And then she got, not that well afterwards. And I missed out on that opportunity. So that was one of my dreams, to have that. So it was Margaret Thatcher. Second one would be probably Alexander the Great. He is my sort of childhood idol. From the conqueror to the uniter of all the nations that he's conquered, his vision and everything, how he matured throughout the whole process. I would love to speak to him. And the third person is actually somebody that I'm already dining with every evening. And that was for a long time, like, my dream, and that is my partner. So I'm currently having my dream come true. So I'm so happy about that. So yeah. It's a lovely question. Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, so back to your Amazon business. So when you're sourcing your products, what sort of ROI or profit are you looking for?
That actually varies. So from product to product. So from anything from 10% upwards. I think some roundabout figure would be maybe 30%. But ROI to me is less important than money, like profit. I understand money and profit really well. ROI is a little bit abstract to me, but I do tend to think about in certain ways of ROI when I include all the expenses I have and all of that. Do they really, do I make money? And what's the percentage I would like as an insurance? So 10%, I think it's reasonable upwards.
Yeah.
For me.
Absolutely. Okay, so what tools do you use in your business?
Sorry?
What tools do you use in your business?
The first tool that I started with was BuyBotPro, and I still have it. I will not part with it. And I have the suspension guard option because, trust me, after all the cases of suspensions that I've seen on Amazon and people losing their businesses and getting their stock repossessed and they never got it back, I would not be without it. And when I had the suspension of my account last year, you have really helped me with that service. You saved my life, really. And so I would not be without that service. And that ties up really. So thank you again for that.
Very well.
Yeah, you can imagine the panic when that happened.
Yeah, it's awful. It's very stressful, isn't it? Very stressful.
Really, really. And I wouldn't do without it. I wouldn't be without it. Second tool, it ties up really nicely with Buyback Pro, is Profit Protector Pro. Brilliant, simple to understand, clear cut. It really gives you opportunity for many variations of the products, how to set them up. I love that. I really do. And it's very efficient. Ties up with Amazon as well. You don't have to worry about a thing. You just decide which strategy you want, and off you go. And it's brilliant. I love it.
Okay, so what's your favorite strategy in Profit Protector Pro?
For me, you mentioned one, the dynamic one.
Yeah.
And I used balanced before, and then I heard you talking about dynamic. I thought, ooh, that sounds interesting. So one of my favorites is dynamic. But when my products get stuck, I use super aggressive, and oh my God, is that good? You know, it beats Amazon, it beats everybody. It's like just, you know, it just goes for it. And I'm like, oh, I love that. So yeah, I love that.
That's quite a range. That's quite a range in different strategies, because dynamic and super aggressive dominator are very, very different strategies, aren't they?
They are. I use the other one just to get rid of the items that get really stuck, and I still don't want to lose too much money.
Absolutely.
So it works really well.
Yeah, absolutely. It works great. I love the algorithms in Profit Protector Pro. I think they're just gobsmackingly amazing. They achieve a fantastic things for clients.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if anything is not clear, I just write to the support. And last time I wrote something about, oh, can you explain to me this and that? And Bex actually said, this is what you should do. This is why you should. I'm like, wow, this is amazing that, you know, support knows so much about the product and strategies and everything. It's not like A, B, C. It's like A through to, you know, Z, Y, and it's just brilliant.
Fantastic. So what would you say are the biggest challenges in your business?
Biggest challenges, I think in the beginning was learning everything. It was quite steep of a learning curve for me, being a total amateur. So by the time I learned everything, and I personally am very slow. I don't know how other people are, but it takes me ages because I want everything to understand everything. I want to have the vision of everything. I want to get to know everybody. So I'm quite slow, but I get there. For me, it was learning process of everything, how to make everything work, click, how everything goes together. Yeah. So yeah, that was for me. The challenge was to learn. And now that I know, I'm like, okay, cool. Now we can make strategic moves in the business.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, is there anything about your business that keeps you awake at night?
Just suspensions. Oh my God. I do not want that to be happening. Really, it can be so many things that can happen, and that is at least something that I have covered. So yeah, you bring great peace of mind to me.
Good.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm very glad. Okay. So would you consider yourself a spender, a saver, or an investor?
Spender, saver, investor. Investor, definitely.
Investor.
I like investing. I don't mind the risk, you know. So I'm okay. I'm quite risk resilient. So investor. I like new things. I like to test things. I like progress. Definitely. Yeah.
You're definitely a bit of a risk taker.
Oh yeah. Yes, I am. Yeah.
What's the biggest risk you've ever taken in business?
Well, I've taken lots of risks in business. I switched, I think, careers quite often, and I don't mean jobs, but careers. Once after I was free from like bounds of fear of money, and I think my biggest risk was the previous business I didn't know much about, which was coaching business.
Yeah.
And this business was also a risk because I didn't know anything about it. The community with Matt and you and Holly at the time, she was recording the videos for the course. That gave me a great deal of certainty. So even though I was taking the risk, I didn't know what would happen with my savings, the money I invested. It's quite risky. And I had adrenal burnout, so I could not work at the time, like with the normal jobs. So I had to be really aware of my money. I think I took a great deal of risk. I didn't know what's going to be happening. So yeah.
So if you could have a message on a billboard, what message? So someone's given you a billboard and you can put your own message up there that the world will see. What would it say?
For myself or for other people?
Anything you want. So whatever you want that billboard to say. So people are going to drive past your billboard every day. What's it going to say?
But I've got something actually that is created from the long a beautiful event that I went to, which is by Tony Robbins. It's called Date with Destiny. And it's about 6 days that about 5,000 people go to, create their destiny, really. And out of these 6 days, one beautiful billboard saying, or something that I have, came out. And it goes something like, I don't have it in front of me, but it's something like, the purpose of my life is to be unleashed and to enjoy magic of creation of money and love right now.
Lovely.
That's nice.
Nice.
When I do this, it's more like the purpose of my life is like to be unleashed and to enjoy magic of creation and love and money now. It's usually I add for myself and others now. So
very lovely.
It's sharing as well.
Okay, so with that money, would you choose a super yacht or a private plane?
So if I had all the money in the world, super yacht, private plane. Private plane is more sort of if you want to travel around. Blah, blah. Can I have a third option, like private island?
Like both of them or something.
Can I have a jet and private island, and obviously a boat?
Just have all of it then, yeah. That'll be my answer too. I'll just have it all.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
That's great.
Why not indeed? So, Anna, if I was to say, if you could go back to being your 21-year-old self, what would you tell yourself?
Yeah. So that was the time where war in Yugoslavia broke out, and I'm from Croatia, and that was a really, really bad time for many people. So what I would do, if I had a message and I could deliver it, I would just tell myself, like, don't worry, this is just temporary. Your life is waiting for you, and it's going to be beautiful, challenging, but beautiful, and you have so many opportunities in your new country, which you're going to discover very soon. Your new home.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay, so I think I probably know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you anyway, because not everyone else might not. So who do you feel inspired by?
I have many people, actually. My most recent one is my partner. I'm very inspired by him. He's just an amazing individual. I don't want to go into many details, but it's just an amazing individual. And he really inspires me every single day. Really, really does. And the next person is, obviously, my big inspiration is Tony Robbins. His passion is helping people. You knew that, right?
I thought you'd say, yeah.
Exactly. Tony Robbins, his passion for helping people. My third group of people would be yourself and Matt, because you're positive, you are going forward, you're helping people. And when I started working on Amazon, I was just felt so supported by you, and just how you were always around to help. That means so much to Amazon sellers, to me, as an Amazon seller and as a person. So very inspirational people, very inspirational. So yeah, I'm grateful to you.
Wow, thank you so much. It's very kind. Made me blush. Thank you.
I'm blushing.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your coaching business before you got into Amazon. What were you coaching? Was it life coaching or something specific?
It was my goodness. That was a long time ago now that I'm thinking about it. There was the time when I had adrenal burnout, and I could not remember things properly, think properly, work. I was really stressed, but I still decided to go into business. And my vision was to help corporate women to have better quality of not just work, but life, and to get promoted and to be happy. Because when women are happy, I realized that the whole world is happy. Their partners are happy, children are happy, society is happy. You have unhappy woman, nobody is happy, because the purpose of man's life is to actually provide quality of life, good quality of life for their women, whether they're sisters, mothers, partners, whoever they are. And if women are not happy, they feel like, oh my goodness, like, I just can't help here. And everything is bad. So my vision was to help corporate women get promoted, be happy, get balanced. And I specialize in that, actually. So I'm an elite coach with strategic intervention, which is much different to life coaching. It's a revolutionary method, which they use quite a lot in the States. And I've helped like a lot of women with that. I had very successful, lively events in central London. It would be between 30 and 70 people would come to my events, and we would work on these things, jump around quite a lot, dance, hug, and all of that. Can you imagine a bunch of somber corporate women coming to my event, like straight from work? Like all the managers, directors, they would be like, I don't understand any of this. I'm very stressed. I just want to punch somebody. And then we're like, let's hug, let's kiss, jump around. I'm like, what? You expected something like, serious here. And by the end of it, they will be so delighted with the whole process, saying, oh my God, that felt amazing. Let's go forward. But it didn't work out in the end. It just, the market was not ready for that kind of jumping around, event. But I think give it about maybe 15 years, it will be.
Before your time, it was you were there before your time.
Yeah, I was one of these early cockerels.
Well, we're lucky that you didn't continue with that and you came to Amazon, because then we're getting to sit and chat today, and that's lovely. So we're glad that things like worked out like that. Definitely worked out for us. Okay, so if things were the other way around and you were doing the interview, what have I forgotten to ask you that I should have asked you?
I think we had a really good chat. So maybe you could ask, when are you free next for dinner? We can go and have a nice dinner in a pub, which are open now, and a restaurant and something like that. But
yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it? Those times open up again.
Yeah, and I would love to know when the next live event is with you and Matt. So I think but I don't know the questions of like that. But I would love to know when that is.
Yeah, as soon as we can do that next. I think it'll probably be next year. I would think so. I mean, obviously, if things change this year, then we'd do it this year. But I would imagine it's probably realistically likely to be spring, I would guess. But as soon as we can, we'll do, definitely.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait.
It'll be great. It'll be a great event when we do it. Absolutely. Well, Anna, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you. Thank you so much for your time. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you. Likewise. I really enjoyed this.
Bye, Anna. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.